Greetings, heathens and heretics, and welcome to 2026 proper. I know we kind of limped back in a little bit last week with the creator review, but we're back. Well, almost probably because there's still only three of us. But yeah, no old man.
Yeah, I mean, you say almost properly. My diet still consists mainly of chocolate and fizzy drinks. But there you go. Yeah, exactly. But that was a nice snappy intro. I like that with the fingers. You had a bit of Henry Winkler going on there.
Well, you've got to try new things for the new year, haven't you?
It's
Anyway,
it's it's a good look. It suits you, man. I like it.
how are you both?
Good, man. Just coming into the year with a bump. Just take take that to mean what you will. Good or bad.
Padre's obviously
Um,
doing dry
I,
January.
yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Every month's dry January. I mean, I did see online earlier that there's something now called veganary.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, I've seen that. Mind you,
If you don't eat meat in January,
I mean,
um,
living in a
and
desert, even if you was on the beers, it would still be
are
dry
you
January. Do you know what I
have you
mean?
reached have you reached the point of the year where you're down to the coffee creams at the bottom of the Quality Street
We're all
box?
clear. We're on normal. I've actually eaten quite well this week, so I'm almost sort of detoxed from it.
Oh,
I
you're
bought
free, man.
I bought a box of Quality Street last year, right? Randomly at a supermarket, and I was giving them to my students as a reward for not being twats. And like, see if they can
Is that like
get
coming
through
10th in the egg and spoon race?
get through like 10 minutes without being a knobhead. There you go, toffee penny or whatever. But I didn't tell them what the flavors were. So yeah, you can pick whatever you want. But the ones I didn't like, I was like, oh, these are the best ones. Help yourself.
Oh
Strawberry
man.
cream, orange
See,
cream, coffee cream. Yeah. And
I
they're
don't
like,
mind the
are you sure I
creams.
don't like this? I'm like, just fucking take it. Take
Enjoy
what
it.
you're
You'll enjoy
given.
it. This is Christmas. But I have
Yeah.
to say, I don't mind I don't mind the creams. I'm quite useful in a a shared quality street
What
situation.
when I think on like those coffee creams and stuff like orange creams, things like that. I remember it's one of the most egregious acts of treachery that I've ever been victim to. So in 2010, when I was in Korea, I said to my parents, "Can you just post me a package? I need some tea bags, send me some OXO cubes, like shit I can't get out there." And my mom's like, "Oh, I've put some Cadbury's roses left over from Christmas for you." Open the fucking bag, all the creams. I'm like, this is just treachery. This is like on an intercontinental scale. Like, you get my hopes up that you put on. What kind of sick, twisted individual does that to their firstborn child? You know,
Listen, what can I say? Onwards and upwards. Should we
Anyway,
talk about
yeah,
2026?
welcome to the In the Abyss new direction. We're just going to spend all night talking about fucking Quality Street and
and
roses.
I just want to say one thing as well before we start. This is the second episode in a row that we have been without the voice of reason, and I just want to point out how reasonable things have been without him. So therefore, do we
It's
need to call him the voice of reason anymore?
I
Well,
don't know. It's
it's early days
borderline.
yet.
Yeah, it's borderline. I think it could just descend into chaos at any moment. I mean, let's not put too much faith in ourselves.
Just quickly before we go on, I've got like views on the whole, dry January and veganuary and all that absolute bollocks because obviously we don't pay any fucking attention to it. But if ever there's a time of the year where you don't want to restrict yourself from the things you enjoy, it's fucking January. Like Christmas is a whole lot of pressure on the world. Everything's busy, crazy, it's just fucking people everywhere. The weather's shit, everything's dark. And you come out of that and it's a big downer anyway. And then you want to take
Yeah,
away all the things you love.
yeah, it's a fair
Because
point.
yeah, because when it's minus below zero and it's gale force winds, you want to be there eating kale. Like
Nothing warms the belly
yeah, it's like
quite like a bowl of salad.
Anyway, let's talk about 2026, shall we?
Yeah, yeah, happy times, happy
So
times.
we may as well, I guess, should we start with sort of albums that are maybe likely albums that we, looking forward to, some that are sort of confirmed. Um,
Yeah, I think it's a good. Well, actually, no. Before we get to that, I think one thing we have to mark 2026 out at is kind of, it's like AO after Aussie. Like if
yeah,
2025 was defined by any event, it was the passing of Ozzy Osbourne. So I think we go into 2026 kind of like, it's a different era in heavy
you had to
music.
pick that scab, didn't you?
Well, listen,
Just couldn't let
man,
it
I
be.
can't let it go.
Why did you need to
I'm
bring
not
up
over
that?
it, man. I'm not over it.
Why do you need to? It's like, that going up to a metal fan and saying, "Oh yeah, we're starting this year and there's no Aussie." It's like going up to someone in a wheelchair going, "Would you like to race me?" Like, just what are you doing? Just rubbing it into my face.
I'm just acknowledging it as a marker. We're going into new territory here.
It's a fair point, though. It is a fair point because never have we had a world without heavy metal and Ozzy Osbourne. So I suppose it is kind of the unknown, isn't it? But
good luck to us.
God knows what happens when Tony and Geezer go and Bill. Fucking hell!
All right, let's not go down that road because it's just bleak, absolutely fucking bleak. Let's talk about some more positive stuff. I mean, last week we reviewed the new Creator album, so we already know that one's coming, and and it's a fucking bang. Go watch the review. The album will be out by now anyway, so you can make your own opinion.
Yeah, and that's come out of the gates early, man. What a great start!
It's always bold, isn't it, to go sort of January. I mean, we had a couple of good ones last January. The Mutagenic Host debut album was out, the new Dunes album was out. There were some good ones, but
this is true. And in like prior years, there's been a couple of times. I think like 2 or 3 years ago, Ahab came out of a record, and for me, that was one that that went the distance throughout the year. So every now and again, you get somebody is bold enough, and they'll drop something that's so good that it endures.
Obituary.
So yeah.
Last Obituary album came out in January, so
right there you go.
Kind of says it all. But look, going early this year, let's kind of start with that. URNE released their new record, Setting Fire to the Sky, on the 30th of January, end of this month, which is obviously a big one. I mean, the last one was our album of the year that year. I mean, we just, we needed to get a room with that album. We loved it so much. So kind of the pressure's on this one. We have heard it. We'll be dropping a review of it in a week or two.
Yeah, I mean, and there's an opportunity to preview it as well. If anyone is up for it, Raven Records on is it the 22nd, I think, of the month?
Thursday the 22nd, 6 p.m. till 9 p.m.
They are hosting, so Raven Records in Camden, they're hosting a preview of URNE's new album. Obviously, they're going to be playing the record. They've got some exclusive merch there. Bit of a celebration to kick things off for them. Oh, we like a giveaway.
Of course we do.
We like a freebie.
Well, we have heard it, and like I said, we'll be doing a review in a couple of weeks. Not too many spoilers, but it is a bit of a shift in direction for me. But I after the first couple of listens, and it really started to sort of get under my skin. I really like it.
You're saying too much.
We'll go into it in more detail in the review. Tail Gunner, released their difficult second album on the 6th of February, another early one.
Yeah.
What are we expecting from that?
Oh man, I mean,
look, so far,
I think we're expecting, metal. KK Downing producing, so that's got to be a good sign, surely. And like even without the kind of that caliber of input, Tail Gunner are a confident band that know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, their debut, they came out the gates like as if they'd been doing this for years. And to be fair, they're a band that have paid their dues, man. They've been on the live circuit for
you can't knock them for that.
A long time. And I think they are they're going in for the kill, and I think they're going to throw everything they got into this new release. So I'm excited for it.
More settled lineup as well now. I think that's making a difference. They look like they're more of a sort of a cohesive unit, which can only be good for them. But I'm looking forward to that. I think the first 3 singles, they kind of, certainly the one that's come out a couple of days ago, is it called Eulogy, was leaning into a little bit more power metal for me, which I was a bit surprised by, but not necessarily a slight. Still a great song, but we'll see what happens with the rest of the album. Part of you're going to be looking forward to that.
I don't think they're going to go down that road, though. Hopefully not, anyway. But there's going to be
there are touches of Halloween about their music anyway, so I can kind of see where that might go. But
there's a lot of I think it's going to be an album that's going to be just filled to the brim with solos.
Yeah, fucking twin guitar attack.
Which is what I want, really, from a band like Tail Gunner. It's one of the reasons I like them. I think they've got 2 very talented guitar player.
Very, very talented guitar
Yeah,
player. Too.
yeah.
And like, I mean, I haven't seen much of the other guitar player online, but like Rio's got loads of videos up. So if you ever want to see something impressive, she's on YouTube. Go and look at her playing Paganini's Caprice No. 5, which is the solo that Steve Vai plays in the movie Crossroads.
Right.
Fucking fantastic. I mean, you know, if you listen, and just out of interest, if you do listen to it, if you've seen Crossroads, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. But go away and actually listen to the violin piece that it's, you know, the actual, the original. You think, fuck, how can you play that on the violin? And then you look at it on the guitar.
Man, Paganini
I
was
think
like
it works better. It works better on the guitar.
He was the rock star of his day, man. He was a shredder. He like the original shredder. There you go. That's Paganini for you.
Hang on,
But,
we're getting a little
it's
bit
like you've got
highbrow.
like,
I mean, this is what happens when you don't have the voice of reason here. We just start.
Paganini and Vivaldi.
Yeah.
If you get Paganini and Vivaldi together, and then they just put a poster out, state of the art speed Baroque music.
Imagine the drinking stories. But yeah, I mean, just staying on the theme of like trad metal for a moment, I noticed that Smolder have a new release coming up this year as well, which I didn't know about till very recently. I kind of heard whispers of that, and that's a band I'll be interested to hear some more music from, just because, you know, I think they've got their roots in the right place. And I know it's a band that on this podcast we've kind of warmed to quite gently, you know.
I had to work hard with them.
Took a bit of convincing. So I think a third album might be the clincher. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be the one that cements their reputation in a positive way, or, you know, we'll see where it goes, but I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to hearing that, definitely. Worm, next album out, Necropalace, out on February the 13th, day before Valentine's Day. Worm are a bizarre existence for me. Like, 1 minute it's like, you know, swamp-ridden death doom, and now it's kind of Emperor-esque black metal with late 80s White Snake touches. It's kind of like very,
cosmic.
very bizarre.
Yeah. Look, you can't argue with that. I mean, one thing that metal is, I don't know, famed for, or, you know, you have to acknowledge about it, is the breadth of influences.
Yeah.
And when you get a band that just throw it all into the mix and do it convincingly, you know, I'm all for that. And I think Worm are a recent band that have really caught people's attentions. You know, for me, they're kind of like a few steps behind Blood Incantation as the sort of band that eventually people are going to be all over Worm, I think, in the same sort of way.
Yeah, I think Padre, this is one because you're an Emperor fan. I think the new Worm songs. There's two singles.
Yeah, I'll check out Worm by all means, but it'll be a cold day in hell if I check out anything by Blood Incantation. Right? That I just no.
Controversial.
No, absolutely not. I gave that band a good try, and they can basically fuck right off.
All right.
Get off the fence. I mean,
yeah,
you know, it's just like just pretentious fucking drivel. I'm sorry.
That's a bit strong.
Well, you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion. So when I say as popular as Blood Incantation, I'll add the detail, except for Padre.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Look, I'm just people go away, listen to it. Great, fantastic. You know, it's just I gave them a good try, and I just it's not for me. Like, it's just I don't like it when bands like that, and I can't, the way they've structured the album, and it's like, what are you trying to do here? You know, you think you're gonna try and take me on some kind of like audio journey through whatever concept it is you created on this album, and I'm just hearing it's like something akin to fucking Joyce's Ulysses. You've written a book and then you've just dropped the pages on the floor and put it back together and go, oh, it's you know, it's avant-garde.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. You know,
I'm not having that, but we won't get into that argument because we'll be here all fucking night.
Again, that's a 2025 argument. We're talking
yes.
What else have we got? So Desert Storm are releasing another album that's out on 6th of March, Buried Under the Weight of Reason. one of these British bands that are kind of always there, picking up sort of main stage slots of Bloodstock, and
Mm.
I think they deserve, that kind of that sort of next step. Great hard working British band, do the live circuit really well. First single that dropped from the album's really good. So I think that might be one to watch. And another one I want to shout out actually is the new Rob Zombie album, The Great Satan.
Yeah, I
Because
thought
the
you might
first
have
couple of singles that
some
have
feelings
dropped are
about that
like
one.
sound like old school White Zombie. Doesn't
What
seem
I
to be
think
that,
would be
you
good,
know.
one of my predictions for 2026 is in the light of what you're saying about Rob Zombie. That's a good name for an album, The Great Set. Really, good year to come out, because I think 2026 we're primed for another good old fashioned satanic panic. And let's have people like Rob Zombie at the spearhead.
Well, look, we've always said, haven't you? If you want someone in your corner to fight the world of metal, Rob Zombie's one of those people, isn't he?
Yeah, just if we can find some way of meshing metal with immigration, that's top. That's explosive.
Well, hang
That's
on.
explosive.
I've got no. I'm not going anywhere near the topic of immigration in this current climate. Bloody hell, man.
Yeah, no. Let's not waste our airtime on that.
Yeah, but
Look,
oh, whenever it's funny, isn't it? Whenever I think about Rob Zombie, I think about one of the most lucrative reunions. Surely has to be a White Zombie.
oh, it would be.
It
I mean,
will.
it's never going to happen, is
It's
it? But
never going to happen. I think there's too much bad blood there.
yeah,
Um, but good Lord, man, I mean, they would absolutely clean up, I
yeah, they
think.
would. They would. I'd be all over that. They're one of those few bands that I've never seen from, the sort of our formative era of metal, and I would love that. I would absolutely. I've never seen Rob Zombie live either, to be fair. So,
Right. Yeah.
and I'm a big fan of his solo stuff. To be honest with you, I've liked all of it. Whether it's the sort of mad boogie stuff from the first couple of albums,
Yeah.
and he sort of shifted and meandered a little bit, but this new one is definitely just hard industrial metal. There's no fucking about with it. It
Mm,
sounds, yeah,
fair enough.
sounds good
Yeah. I've
so
not
far.
dipped into the new stuff at all, really. So that one I'm yet to hear. But
Well, go and get involved. Um, a couple of other confirmed ones, I suppose. I mean, look, we've talked about the new Megadeth album enough times, but we probably should mention it because it's out in a couple of
it's
weeks.
coming soon as well.
Yeah,
I wasn't paying close enough attention to the release date, but I kind of expected it to be further down the year somewhere. But
it's actually out in a week. So
they're coming out in January, and that's it. Their final statement.
I woke up. I woke up in the middle of the night the other day, just screaming, "No, Dave, please!" Just like,
Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard, my expectations are pretty much down here, but who knows?
that's a bit high, isn't it? There,
Well, yeah,
down there
yeah,
somewhere. Fucking hell, depths of hell. In terms of like confirmed albums, that's pretty much about it. I mean, we've got a lot of bands that we believe will release a new album this year. Anthrax are probably the biggest one of those.
yeah. I mean, I mean, that's been sort of cooking for the last couple of years. So I know it's in the
It's like they're
can.
teasing it, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it's in the can. Um, yeah, I think a release date surely is imminent, and I, for one, I'm really looking forward to it. I think
and
we've had a strong release from Testament in the last few months.
possible
We've had a
exodus as
strong
well.
release from Creator. Let's see if and even going further back, I thought we had a strong release from Metallica with 72 Seasons. I know that's a little while back now. Can Anthrax come out and kind of are they going to be up there with their peers?
Weirdly, I don't think they will.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
What are you expecting?
I mean, I don't know. Like when going back to the Testament album, I had quite low expectations of that, and I don't quite understand why. But with
Right.
Anthrax, I don't know. I don't feel like they're going to deliver.
Controversial.
Yeah, it is. But
Yeah. I don't know.
hopefully, I'm pleasantly surprised. So it won't matter. But
Yeah. Time will tell. I'm
yeah,
looking forward to it. And interestingly, I went back and listened to For All Kings I'm going to say about 2 months ago. I put that on the turntable, and I'd forgotten how much I enjoy that album.
mm.
Like it's been sitting there in the pile, and I've kind of been telling myself, "Oh, yeah, that wasn't one of the good ones, was it?" I put it on, Holy shit, man.
You
I
do this a
mean,
lot, though. You do this an awful lot.
I just forget how good riffs are, you know. And that kind of piqued my interest because I'm thinking, right, in my somewhere in my head, I've put this aside like it's a kind of lower tier Anthrax album. But actually, I was listening to it then, and I'm thinking, right, actually, even in kind of a lower gear, Anthrax are laying it down, or throwing it down, I should say. And so that built my expectation. I am excited for the new record, but
Look,
it's
we'll see. Look, it's fucking Anthrax, isn't it? We know they're more than capable of delivering the goods, but I don't know.
yeah,
I'm just being cynical.
we shall
Um,
see.
yeah, Exodus are another one that I think are due now that Rob Dukes is back in the band. So it's another
Yeah.
lineup change. I can see another album coming this year.
Yeah, it's kind of like a flip flop, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
read something I didn't know the other day. So did you ever hear the story about what happened when actually they turned off Paul Bailoff's life support machine?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. This is like one of the most metal things ever. They turned his life support machine off at 2 minutes to midnight and played the song.
It's what he would
He
have
was a
wanted.
massive Maiden fan.
It's what he would have wanted.
You see, it's the little touches like that let you know that someone is proper metal.
Stay metal. That's the message, isn't it?
Even in
Stay metal.
death, isn't it?
So so like for example, like on my I have like multiple alarms on my phone to wake me because I have to get up so early, and I've got I've got a system set up where the first alarm is Patterns in the Ivy by Opeth because it eases you in. It's not too heavy.
Important.
Then the third one, and then so the second one's a bit more upbeat. It's Girls, Girls, Girls by Motley Crue. And then the third one is just like it's something really heavy. It's either Leprosy by Death or Raining Blood, or
Just to really get you going, really get get in the mood for cornflakes.
I don't drink coffee in the morning. I just listen to Slayer. That's all you need. You know?
all the caffeine you need.
I could never have a song that I love as an alarm because eventually I'd fucking hate it.
Yeah, I've done that. Do you know what? Years ago, when it was a thing to have a song as your ringtone on your phone, I did that. I used to have Carcass as my ringtone, and exactly that. All it takes is a few calls or whatever, and you just associate that song with like shit you don't want to worry about. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
I fully on board with that. But just going back to Exodus, I really, really liked Persona Non Grata, the last album. And I've got high hopes for this one. It's another one I'm excited by. I've heard a rumor on the rumor mill that they've actually recorded enough material for two albums, or they've done an album and then some. They're already kind of halfway through the writing sessions for the next Exodus album. So we got a shitload of Exodus in the future there, which
So
I'm
Exhibit C and Exhibit D, is it?
yeah, exactly that.
I think there's a new Down album this year as well, which
there
I've
is.
kind of
Yeah.
seen that seems to be on the run. And in that same vein, we definitely got a new Corrosion of Conformity album this year, which is
Man,
a big one for us,
that's a
I would
big
say.
one. Now,
Yeah.
so with Stanton Moore on
Stanton Moore
drums, I
back in the
know I
band,
kind of talk about this every opportunity I get on the podcast, but In the Arms of God was another album they did with Stanton Moore on drums, massive drum
Yeah.
sound, and he's back on board. In a session player's capacity. So he is touring with them. He's doing some American dates. I would love if he came over to the UK and played with Corrosion. That would make my year. That really
He's
would.
a natural fit in him. I mean, obviously, losing a character like Reed Mullin is
Yeah.
one thing, but when you got someone like that to fill in and it just fits, and he's like another part of the band, it just works, doesn't it? You're not
Yeah.
standing on someone's legacy. This is
No, he's just throwing it down. And there's just such an exuberance to his playing. Like he enjoys playing, and that comes across in his playing. He uses, big open tuned drums as well. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again, but I wish he'd been in the running when Sabbath were looking for a drummer for 13. I think based off of what he did within the Arms of God. He's a jazz player, right?
He's a jazz drummer. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All of that is
Which is what
in
Bill
his
Ward did.
style. And exactly, if you put him, Brad Wilk did a job on 13, but to my ears, he sounded very stilted.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's something in the rhythm tracks of that album that they don't quite elevate.
What is it about jazz drummers just being really good, like metal, like Lars Samuelson, another one,
yeah.
criminally overlooked. Go away and listen. Anyone want to listen to Lars Samuelson? Go and listen to Bad Omen of Peace Sounds. Fucking fantastic drumming, absolutely impeccable.
Yeah. So, Corrosion. Yes, please. We'll have some of that.
One. And hopefully a tour would be nice. I know they did Damnation last year, but some actual.
I mean,
a down Corrosion of Conformity co-headline bill. That would be insane.
That's an interesting point, isn't it? Because obviously Pepper's going to be on double duties.
Yeah.
If Down release a record and Corrosion, I'm going to assume that Down is the more lucrative of the two.
Yeah.
Bands. I don't know. I don't know in this day and age. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going to make that assumption. So it'll be interesting to see how Pepper makes time for both of those, and what has to give.
Obviously, Anselmo's out because Pantera out and runs with Metallica as well in the summer, aren't they? So
that's true. Yeah. So we might get some COC action in the summer.
Well, like what are they thinking? Come on, let's just stop the pissing about that. What Metallica should have done is they should have had Pantera support and COC, and then we could have had Down on there as well, right? Hetfield could have played with COC, and then everyone would have just lost their shit. Because how cool would that have been? Right? That is just like that. That's something right there, right?
Yeah.
And if COC are going to tour the UK this year, they need to play Exeter Students' Union again.
Oh, mate. COC and Clutch, wasn't it? 2005, was it? I think.
Yeah. And so like Pepper Keenan cut short one of the songs or stopped halfway through because some absolute knobhead threw a whole bottle of beer right at his guitar, went right into it, and he just stopped. He goes, "Dude, don't throw a fucking beer at my guitar." He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
It's a fair
waste.
It's a really weird gig though, right? Because so me and Tregenza went, and it's in a students' union bar, but it wasn't like a big stage. You could literally, people were moshing around the front. You could literally put your hand out and touch COC. Not that we did.
Touch cock.
And we saw Opeth there as well.
We saw loads of bands there.
Why?
There was a run where the Haunted we saw there. We interviewed Peter Dolvin there for Metal Pigeon. There was a run where the Lemon Grove was just fucking like it was just gig after gig after gig. Especially,
I remember saying, like, I know Exeter University is an Oxbridge dropout university. The fuck, like,
Honestly, I saw some fucking great gigs there. Arch Enemy there, Opeth and Burst was an amazing show. Burst, one of my favorite bands.
Burst, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
I mean, I know we're digressing a little bit now, but that album, Prey on Life, changed my fucking life. It's just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So, and they're back together as well because they've done, I think they did Roadburn last year.
Right.
They've done a few shows dotting around. So hopefully.
Oh man, that'd be cool.
As well.
Yeah, I'd love to see them live.
Saw them a few times, to be fair, and they were just fucking just such a unique band.
Yeah.
It's just blending that kind of that New York hardcore with weird prog and sort of jazz and punk. It just
Which album? Prey on Life.
Prey on Life, yeah. Prey on Life was the one. It's the song Vortex. I think it's track 8 on Prey on Life. That's got that really weird little guitar bit twice. That song, little sort of lead breakdowns. It's just, and it just blew my fucking mind.
Right,
all those years ago.
Another one. Sorry, thinking of like established bands. Maybe this year, another Converge album.
Yeah,
there is a Converge album this year. I think.
Yeah. I think that one's got a release date. I don't know what it is, so I can't tell you. But
I'll go somewhere else while you discuss this.
Yeah. Well, this is why we need Voice on the episode, because I think of all of us, he's the one that's going to be all over that.
Yeah. Legendary band, and I get it, but they're one that's never clicked with me.
Do you know what? I don't dislike them at all, but I've not I've not spent a lot of time with them. I've seen them live. I thought they were fantastic live. I've listened to albums and found nothing to really complain about. But for whatever reason, they're just one
I
of those
just every
bands that
time I hear
are incredible.
the name Converge, I was actually listening to their first album today. Not bad. I just think of a pair of trainers.
Got a brand new pair of Converges.
Yeah.
Um, I just so you mentioned when we were talking about Corrosion, you mentioned Clutch. Now they're a band, so I saw them in December, and they were playing new material in their set.
Oh, were they?
So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw new music from Clutch as
Was
well
it
this year.
funky?
Oh man, of course it's funky. It's damn funky. Um, there's that you have to talk about Clutch in that context. They are a heavy funk band, and I'm all for it. Great gig, but yeah. So I think they put at least two new songs in the set. So I'm gonna say, yeah, expect new music from Clutch. Um, the other one that's interesting for me, I didn't realize there is, um, before we lost Thomas, there is a new At the Gates album in
I've
the
heard
can.
this. Yeah.
So, yeah, from what I understand, all of the vocal takes were recorded, and so the new album's finished, and that's due for a release date. So we are going to get new At the Gates, which is an exciting proposition, man. I had no idea.
If ever there's an opportunity for a bit of a tribute show, it's that.
Right. Yeah.
Get all of
Yeah.
Sweden's finest together in one place in Gothenburg and just fucking smash it
Yeah.
out.
Now,
Beat Breed as well.
just
Yeah,
talking about Sweden's finest. Okay, there's a big hitter this year. Tony Iommi is coming out with a solo album. So we've heard it's in the can, and he is allegedly working with a Swedish singer who's yet to be named. So I don't know if anyone has any ideas who that might be. I've got no idea. Um, I was mulling it over a couple of days ago, and I thought to myself, you know,
ABBA.
he has worked with Candlemass in the past. He's guested on some of their albums. So is there a connection there?
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. Geezer Butler apparently has been asked to play bass on some of the tracks as well. So, that's it's always good.
Well, I guess
Any
they know each other
any members of
relatively
Black
well.
Sabbath
You know.
together.
Hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, talking of Iommi solo stuff, that album he did sort of 25 years ago with different singers on each track, I thought was a fucking great album.
Yeah,
It was a
man.
great album. Some absolute the track with Ian Astbury from the Cult was
Yeah,
outstanding.
yeah.
Absolutely fucking outstanding. But yeah, that'd be interesting to see what he
Do
does
you
with that.
reckon anyone has ever said no? Like Tony Iommi phones them up, I need you to sing on my album. No, I can't do it.
Well, I'll tell you who
Yeah,
needed
sorry,
to
I'm washing
say.
my hair.
I'll tell you who needed to say no. Tony Iommi needed to say no when Robbie Williams asked him to play on one of his singles. But there you go. I'm
It worked
just
well on
Yeah,
him.
I'm
but
grateful. I'm
there's something about this because, like, for example, Brian May had no business playing on that blues song. We Will Rock You, that cover, right? But he
Oh,
did,
right,
and he thought it was
right.
fun. No,
I thought you said blues song. Then I was like,
Blue,
fair
that
enough.
shitty boy band. That
No, it's
shitty.
five.
Now
It was
I'm on
five,
board.
wasn't it? It's five.
Hmm?
It was
Five,
wasn't it?
Blue,
Yeah,
what the
five.
fucking
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's all the same old shit.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a different podcast, isn't it?
there's a certain person that we know that went to see them live.
Yeah, at some point he'll get punished for that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But what was and then the other one was when Jimmy Page played on that stupid Kashmir ripoff by P Diddy.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Oh yeah.
Are you pleased to have been associated with him now, Jimmy? It's just like, why? It's like
I mean,
when you
this is Jimmy Page we're talking
this is
about
Jimmy
here. I mean,
Page.
I don't think he's got a clean record.
Yeah.
It's like when you see a child playing with matches and like flammable materials and like explosives, you don't give them more. You don't encourage them. You take it away.
Yeah, let's
that's
not go down.
between Diddy and Jimmy.
Yeah,
But yeah,
whatever went on
just
between
going
them.
back to Tony's album, like I think the original intention, from what I understand, the original intention was to do that. It was to have multiple singers, which it seems to be how he's worked often in the past. But yeah, he's settled on this as yet unnamed Swedish singer who he reckons is doing the whole record, which I like the idea of, because I think it'll sound more cohesive.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be good to hear yeah,
More like a band.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah. A couple of others I want to throw at you that could happen this year. New Mastodon album, first one post Brent Hines, which could be an interesting one. Which sort of direction are they going to go in? Who knows?
Yeah.
Power Trip, I think, again, it'll be the first Power Trip album post Riley Gale. We had that Fugitive EP,
Yeah, that was
which
good.
is obviously the
That was good.
lineup, which is great. Yeah, but it's a much more
tasty.
sort of, it's a bit more punky and hardcore, isn't it?
Yeah.
A bit less metal.
Yeah.
So which way they're going to go with that, I think will be interesting. Green Lung, I've put a story out on their socials that driving past Stonehenge,
Of course.
on their way to record a new album with Tom Dalgetty, which way one you would call it. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Because like their trajectory is just huge.
This feels like it's the springboard to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
I mean, the headline in Desertfest, it'd be their biggest headline show because it's at the Roundhouse. Yeah.
And they don't
big
miss,
deal.
I mean, I know we've talked about Green Lung so many times on this podcast, and rightfully so, because they're a band, every preceding album has just been a hit. It's just been great. No dud albums.
But I think this is probably it's not probably, it is. It's the first one where they've really got to live up to the hype.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
They've made that step up now. They're playing to massive crowds. They've got to make that, we are that band. This is what we are. So the songs have got to be strong. The album's got to be strong. It's a tough one.
They've got it. I've never seen them less than confident about that. And I don't just mean their personalities. I mean, when you watch them perform, they put on a world-class performance.
They are the real deal. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. So it's a pivotal album for them. I'm assuming that we might get the odd new song in the set at Desertfest, I would have thought, wouldn't you?
Right. That'd be a treat. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Flame Bearer will have an album out this year,
Right.
which we all love, obviously.
We already love it. We haven't heard a note and we already love it.
We already love it. Already love it. It's already.
I can already guarantee that Power Trip's going to be my top 3 albums. So will Exodus and Anthrax. So there you go. It's done. Done already.
You'll have Flame Bearer in there as well.
Flame Bearer. Yeah, they'll go in there.
The thought of a new Flame
There's
Bearer.
nothing like getting your homework done early.
And just a couple of others quickly. Cage Fight. I think we'll follow up with a new album this year.
Man, yeah. Do you know what? I think Cage Fight have got an exciting future.
Yep. I do too. They've definitely got something going. And
that's unless their singer jumped ship to Arch Enemy.
Look, I called that last year, and I do think it's possible. I think she fits the mold.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
And great for her. But this is like this is like an exciting young winger having a good debut season, and then Man City comes in and just poaches.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's I mean a band like Arch Enemy are big enough, and let's see an enemy, Arch Enemy, are big enough that they it's not going to be double duties, is it?
Nah.
Not when you're
No chance. She's obviously got a career as well. She's a very successful tattoo artist. So
yeah, man, does some wicked stuff as well.
Exactly. So yeah.
I saw a video of it's Rachel, isn't it?
Rachel Ashby, yeah.
She was doing she made the t-shirt designs for their Bloodstock, and it was she put all the t-shirts together like this, and then it was one continuous plan.
Yeah.
That's right. That might sound simple, but like having that idea, very creative person.
It's little touches like that, and the artwork was quite similar to the tattoo art that she does. So it all fits the bill. So that'll be an interesting one. One that I'm potentially looking forward to, if it happens, is a new Wallowing album.
Right.
we haven't talked about Wallowing for a while, and I fucking love Wallowing, and I cannot wait to hear where they go next because got to be the craziest band that have come out of this country in many, many years. But
Yeah, have they been right? I'm assuming we haven't heard about them because they've been writing.
there's been some stuff going on. Yeah, one of them's been out in the Far East on a world tour, gathering soundscapes from all over the world.
It's important work.
So yeah, yeah, can't wait for that one. Shout out to Wolf Bastard, their new album, Satanic Scum Punks. Great album title, comes out
Oh,
on the
man.
13th of March. And
I mean, if
2
ever
weeks,
there was like a perfectly named album, you know,
yeah, exactly.
having seen Wolf Bastard, that just fits the bill completely.
2 weeks after that, well, around about that, they'll be out on a UK tour, but 2 weeks after, on the 28th of March, we'll have them at Radio City Social with Vast Slug and Axe. So come and get involved in that. Fucking 12 quid a ticket for that. It's going to be fucking mental. And the last one I want to mention is Parkway Drive. I think
Mm,
they will be dropping an album this year. So where they're a band that are just fucking huge, aren't they now? So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. It's funny, isn't it? There's a lot of bands that are kind of, this is gonna, there's the potential here for bands to really kind of really, we've talked about who are the next headliners, and actually within this, there's a clutch of bands
yeah,
that are going to
yeah,
make
yeah,
that next step. We talk about, a band like Parkway Drive. You talk about Green Lung are on their way.
yeah,
Another one that's I think we're going to hear new music from is Gojira, and they're another band that I think this next album is going to be the one that blows it all up. I think
yeah.
they've had a lot of eyes on them over the last couple of years. Um, and played some phenomenal sets. We saw them at Bloodstock, and an incredible like show-stopping performance there. So I wonder if this next album is going to be one that just puts them up there with the Metallicas and the top tier of heavy metal.
The mainstream, isn't it? I mean, you
Yeah,
think of where they were last year in the public eye. So
exactly.
yeah, it's a natural next step. But I
Yeah.
think that's about it for the minute. There's a couple of others that I'm kind of looking forward to this year. Hail the Void is one or a band that I'm looking forward to. But other than that, I think that's kind of
Yeah.
all I got.
Well, one that I'll mention because we talk about the mainstream is we should hear this mysterious Slipknot album that's
Yeah,
been talked about, um, which I think was recorded in 2008. Now, I'm really excited to hear new Slipknot. Ever since Eloy Casagrande joined, I think they're gonna whatever they put out next, as in new recordings and new music, I think is
yeah,
gonna be some of the fiercest Slipknot music we've heard in a long time.
yeah.
I want that to be the case. I hope it's the case. And with Eloy on board, I think it will be the case. But for anyone that's followed them, they've talked about this Look Outside Your Window album, which is like this mysterious project that they recorded, I think, during the sessions for another album. And the reason it never got released is because it was so off-brand. And they claim it sounds like Radiohead, of all bands. So, however you feel about that, or
Look at his
however
face.
that builds your expectations, Slipknot doing Radiohead. Um, After years of it kind of been buried, and I don't know why it was never
So
released,
if
but
they, so I'm assuming that if it sounds like Radiohead, this Slipknot material, there'll be no surprises.
oh, boom, boom. There you go. But anyway, it's a curious a curious release that will either sink or fly. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Look, they're a band that can kind of they're at that level, aren't they? They could, if they wanted to release something like that, they can do what they like. People are
Yeah.
going to have their opinions regardless, but it's not going to stop the machine that is Slipknot, is it?
No, I
You
mean you
know?
can make comparisons, I guess. Like we talked about Metallica's Lulu here a few, a month ago or so, and but you do get when you're at that level, you can experiment, and I guess it
Yeah,
sits in that category, doesn't it? So we'll
indulge.
see, we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. Should we touch on a couple of tours? I mean, there's not really been a huge amount that's been announced so far this year. I mean, obviously the probably the biggest one is the Creator, Carcass, Exodus, and Nails tour, which is a fucking phenomenal lineup, to be
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
As much as Carcass do bore me a little bit, it's still a phenomenal lineup.
I've seen Carcass. I've seen them like the best and the worst.
Yeah,
I think I saw them twice in the same year. And the first time it was at the Electric Brixton. I think we were both there, weren't we? And yeah, I got it. That something wasn't gelling. Like
yeah,
I wasn't vibing off that set at all. And then I saw them at Bloodstock, um, and they were on fire. I loved it. So the jury's out. I
yeah.
mean, I love Carcass. I think Carcass are great, but yeah, live, it's been a bit hit and miss.
Are we going to that?
I want to go. Do you know what? It's funny. When they announced that tour, I was Nails were the band that I really wanted to see because I've never seen them.
Yeah,
So I think Nails live is gonna it will sandpaper my face, and I'm up for that. I want some of that. Um, but I was like, I've seen Creator probably 4 or 5 times over the last three
quite
years.
recently. Yeah, yeah,
But then we heard the new album,
yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, there's some anthems on that record, so I'm on board. I will be picking up a ticket, and what's not to like?
Well,
It is a
it's a
solid lineup.
weekender because it's the night before Wolf Bastard at Radio City Social, so
So it's a warm up. It's a Wolf Bastard warm up.
it
What
is a
about
Wolf
this,
Bastard
right?
warm up.
When you go to see, this should be just a general rule of thumb from now on, right? When you go and see a band like Creator, right? Print off a T-shirt in the abyss, right? And then have the QR code put on the back of the T-shirt for the review of the album. We reviewed this album, and then
Just call me a walking billboard. Just
I
call
think we
me
might be a
Bill.
little bit past that by March, but yeah, I get the sentiment. The other big one, I suppose, is Cryptopsy, 200 stab wounds
Yeah,
in like 2 weeks, which we're going to the London date,
yeah.
and a couple of support
I,
bands I can't remember off the top of my head.
I'm
And
actually
it's a None So Vile set as well, isn't it? It's like an
right.
anniversary set of that
Right.
album. So
Yeah, so people are going to be all into that. Excited to see Stab Wounds.
yeah, so good last time.
Their last album was a heavy treat. It was great, but also I'm just really excited to be going to see Cryptopsy with you, Steve, because there was some resistance to that record,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
and I'm so glad that you gave it some time and you found something in it that
But it was going back to None So Vile that
right.
I think triggered it, and then that made me kind of catch up with some of the rest of it, and the latest album, which yeah, it did. It kind of look. They're a band that I've got to be in the mood for it because it is
Yeah,
just smashing your head in, and there's no subtlety to it. But
this
there's a
is true.
thick
Yeah,
groove that runs all the way through their music, and I get that. So I'm looking forward to seeing them live, knowing a lot of the material as well. Now,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I've seen them before at some point, but
right. This will
now
be
I'm
a
a little
first
bit
for me.
more versed. So yeah, that'll
That's a
be
night
good.
out. That's a night out. There you
Oh,
go.
definitely a night out. Definitely a night out. Another one worth mentioning is Voivod and Midnight at Camden Underworld and a
Oh
couple of
man.
other dates around the UK.
Yeah, that's another one I don't have a ticket for, but I need to rectify that. Voivod,
Voivod.
Voivod. I went all
Voivod.
Danish there for a moment. Um, Voivod are a band that I don't listen to often, and every time I do, I kick myself in the behind because I should listen to them more. Their last few releases have been great. Like, and maybe it's because they're a bit out there. Like they do sound different from
Mm,
absolutely everything. They've just got their own unique
that's
sound,
true.
and I love it. I've seen them live once. It was phenomenal. So, them paired with Midnight, I mean, what's
Yeah,
not to enjoy about that?
yeah, that'd be
That's
pretty
a
well. I've never seen Voivod, so it might be one that I take in. So we touched on a couple of festivals and all dayers and things like that we've got. I mean, there's the obvious ones that there's not really much point in us kind of talking about. I think first one I want to bring up because it's the first big one of the year, really, is Masters of the Riff.
yeah,
Our good friends in the London Doom Collective and
yeah, and
their annual Riff based shenanigans that is Masters of the Riff. My first one, you've played it before, haven't you?
yes, yeah, but you know what? It was a one and done. So I kind of
Yeah,
I was there for the night we played, and I think we were on the opening night. back when it was in the New Cross Inn.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Humble beginnings there, but what an atmosphere. And it was only getting warmed up, so the rest of the weekend was spent just checking their social media feed and just seeing what a great event it continued to be across that weekend.
Yeah.
And from there, we've just seen it grow. The venues got bigger. The bands are coming from far and wide to play this thing, and it is a legitimate event, I think, in the UK heavy calendar, man. It's
fucking
well
right.
worth getting involved with.
You're right. The lineup this year is fucking strong. I mean, you've got Domcraft coming over and Electric Citizen coming over. So looking forward to seeing Electric Citizen. Didn't think I'd see them in the UK in a hurry.
Right.
Viking Skull, look, plenty of that. A bit
Skål.
of that. And just to knock out a few, the Grey are playing. We all obviously we love the Grey. Whip Sorrow are playing. Caligram are playing, and Collapse coming over from Sweden. Now, if you don't know about that band and you're into your sort of dirty, heavy post metal, go check out KLPS. You'll find them as. And we had a chat with Daniell from the band a few weeks back, so go and check that out as well. They're gonna absolutely fucking crush Masters of the Riff.
Yeah, absolutely. Like great chat we had. So do check that episode out. But also that Collapse album was on all of our album of the year, man. I'm sure it's crushingly heavy.
Yeah.
So the opportunity to see that live, there might not be much left of us.
If you're in Manchester as well, they're playing the night before. I think it's February 27th. They're playing a one-off show in Manchester. So, get yourselves along to that if you're up that way, rather than, because obviously it's not all about London, is it?
Not at all. Not at all.
But while we're on the subject of London stuff.
it is all about London. Hang on. Take that back. Take that back. London.
Incineration at the beginning of May. And obviously got Desertfest at the end of May. So they kind of, bookend the month.
That's a lot, isn't it? When you step back and you look at it, right? Incineration and Desertfest all within weeks of each other.
A couple of weeks of each other, yeah.
A couple of weeks. I mean, it's a smorgasbord of everything that we love. So
I think it's getting to the point, right, with all these festivals in London, and like the rest of the country gets nothing, right? That's
not strictly true.
But you're in Saudi Arabia, so that's coming at it from a different.
You're not getting out of this on a technicality, right? Okay, this is about the UK. So it should either be a case of should be put to Londoners and Sadiq Khan. You can either have the festivals, or you can either have Crossrail. Can't have both.
Oh my God!
Well, look, on that note, you've got Fortress Festival in Scarborough, of all places.
Yeah,
the most out there black metal festival you're going to see in a fucking town like Scarborough. Incredible fucking, like, what they do with that festival is unreal. Like, it blows my mind how they pull that off. You've got Damnation in Manchester.
Yeah.
As well.
It's all happening.
Their lineup is phenomenal every year. You know what I mean? So it isn't just about London.
Crumbs to the pie, Tregenza.
And very, very soon, you're going to have Bay Days in Essex as well.
There you go.
Which we'll talk about a little bit more in a minute.
Come on, Essex is London.
Fuck off, is it?
Fucking thing.
Fuck off.
No.
We are most definitely not London, but we'll come back to Bay Days in a minute. We will talk about that after. Look, another one's worth mentioning is Buried in Smoke in Oxford, which is this is a 2-day sort of Stone of Doom. Like Gnome are playing that, which is great, and there's a Storm at Wall because obviously they're behind it.
Yeah,
some great stuff on that. Slab Drag, I think, are playing it as well, and over 2 days of just fuzzed out fucking
Slab Dragger, right? Let's just pause on Slab Dragger as just a reliably heavy, enjoyable band, right? Seriously, I was in the vinyl stack the other day and just pulling records out and put some Slab Dragger on, and it's just like they crop up every once in a while on a festival lineup, or a support slot or somewhere. And it's always a treat, man. So I just want to shout out Slab Dragger. Great band.
But with a name like Slab Dragger, they're only going to sound one way, aren't they?
This is true. This is true.
So, Buried in Smoke Festival. I'm just double checking the dates in front of me. So Saturday 28th, Sunday 29th of March. Like I said, the ones we've already mentioned. You've got Sergeant Thunderhoof on there as well. Great band. Winnebago Deal, great band. Our good friends in Gert. We love Gert. Acid Throne, like I said, Wall, fucking great lineup. So something a bit different, not in
Yeah.
fucking London as well. And don't tell me Oxford is London either.
No, it's not. But it's almost.
Fucking, but yeah. So get your look if you're in that area, get yourselves along to that because that's a superb lineup. And I guess we should mention Maiden and Ebworth, and
Well,
we've
there's
got
some big ones coming up as well, isn't it? We got Maiden at Nebula. It's funny, isn't it? Do you know when we did the end of year episode and we briefly talked about like band of the year, and I kicked myself for not mentioning Maiden just because it's 50 years.
yeah, man, yeah.
It's 50 years.
It's because they're part of the furniture, isn't it? You just don't
Yeah,
talk about them.
that's a hell of a milestone.
Yeah,
And it was a significant year for them. Not only was it 50 years, we saw the end of Nico McBrain's tenure with them,
yeah.
but they're still out there throwing it down. And look, it doesn't even need saying, but we love Iron Maiden on this podcast
Ah,
and
quite partial.
quite partial. But to see them at Nebworth 50 years down the line, no complaints there, man. That's going to be a banger.
Yeah, it's like it's a bit feels like a bit like it's ticking a box, isn't it? Like Maiden. You think about Maiden's career and their legacy and their heights, and then the lows of the mid 90s, the Blaze era, all that kind of shit, to where they are now, 50
Yeah.
years into their career, like we said, and to be headlining Nebworth
Yeah.
that's a pretty big deal,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Agreed.
You
Yeah.
you can't sort of yeah. There's no way of underplaying that. It's a big deal.
Yeah. That's it.
And look, they're where they belong anyway. And then obviously Metallica finally bringing this ridiculous fucking live show to UK stadiums.
Ah,
You know,
yes.
can't wait for that.
And well, I mean, God, when did 72 Seasons come out? Is it what, 3 years old now?
3 years now, isn't it? Yeah.
3 years. So this tour has just gone on and on. It's funny because you look at the footage and you see like Lars just gets smaller and smaller, where he's just I think he's just lost all the weight he ever had in Sweat. Um,
Hey, fucks.
but I'm really looking forward to this. I've not seen Metallica live in a very long time. I did do the whole cinema release when they broadcast one of their gigs over 2 nights in the cinema, and that was great fun. But the thought of standing there in that space, I'm taking my son with me. We're doing both nights.
Doing both
Why the
nights,
fuck
yeah.
not? It's Metallica.
And look, for us as well, we love 72 Seasons, don't we? And
Yeah.
we haven't seen those songs played live, not in the flesh. So,
This is true.
that'll be good to see as well. And obviously being 2 nights, two completely different sets, I'd imagine we get a really good chunk of that album. I want to see them play in a Marata.
Oh man.
I think that'll probably be my highlight because everything else they're going to do, we've probably seen already.
Yep.
As great as all that is, I want to see them play that song in particular because it's
Has it
bonkers.
ever been played? I don't.
They have dropped in
I
a
don't.
couple of times, yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's good to know because I didn't want to sort of crush your aspirations there by saying they haven't fucking touched it.
Yeah, no, it has been played a couple of times. So I think virtually the whole album has been done now. So
Right.
virtually, might be 1 or 2 songs missing, maybe, but
Yeah. So that's and also on the theme of big kind of world stage bands playing. I'm also got tickets for the Deftones as well in
yeah, I'll be there.
they're doing Victoria Park, which is like 6 minute walk from my house. So I'm just like, what a casual afternoon with the
It's only about
Deftones
half an
looks
hour
like.
from me.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
and
convenient.
I'm very conscious there that I'm being very London centric again. So apologies. But do you know what? I think the last time I saw Deftones was 2014. So it's been a while. And again, I'm taking my kids, and they were actually there the last time I saw them, but they were both smaller than my expectations for the new Megadeth album at the time. So I and they so they don't remember it, but they've subsequently grown up and really got into the Deftones. So this is going to be a an exciting day for them as well. So we're family day out
I
with
don't think
riffs.
I've seen Deftones for well over 20 years.
Whoa.
I think I'm just trying to. Yeah, I don't recall seeing them in that period sort of in between. I might be wrong.
Right. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
many brain cells have been killed off in that time, but I don't think I've seen them since. Oh, fuck me. Was it with Linkin Park at fucking Docklands Arena?
Right.
We're talking like 2002, something like 2001, 2002, something like that.
Right. Yeah. Way back.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that. The week after, I'll also be at 21 Pilots at the same fucking festival. So
Oh man. Okay.
so
Right.
I got no expectations of that. It was my boy's Christmas present. He's mad on 21 Pilots, but from what I've seen, they put on a hell of a fucking show. So look, there'll be beers and there'll be a show. So I'm in.
There. There you go.
You
There you
know.
go. I
So
mean, you could apply the same logic to seeing Wicked in the West End, but
well,
um,
if there's a bar, I'll go.
if there's a bar, I'm there.
Um, quick one thing I want to mention is the Twisted Sister 50th anniversary reunion this year.
My God.
And they're doing, is it Stone Dead Festival? It's one of those, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a disappointment. I was hoping for some actual tour dates, but it's not going to happen.
Well, yeah. Watch this space, I guess.
Never seen them. And I fucking love
I've never
Twisted
seen
Sister.
Twisted Sister. Um, it's one you want to tick off, isn't it?
Mm.
It's one you want to tick off. So let's see how this develops. But good on them, man. Great fun band.
I think I think one thing you can say about Twisted Sister is it's testament to Dee Snider because obviously he's never drank, he's never done drugs, he's always looked after himself. The man's 140 years old. He's in absolute peak physical fitness.
It gives you confidence, doesn't it? That you're not going to
Yeah.
see there going. You're not going to go there and just see a shell of a man.
Fuck no. No way.
Um, so
Another one like Rob Zombie, like we were saying earlier on, that if you want someone fighting the corner for heavy metal,
yeah,
I mean he's done
yeah.
it. He's fucking done it.
I mean, he literally has,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. So
He's had his day in court and
and
stood up
he's
for all of
fucking
us.
pissed all over them.
Yeah.
I
He's a
still like
hero.
that top 10 stadium rock band program from Channel 4 back in the 1999.
Something like that. It was amazing
Yeah,
TV show.
Right.
and the stuff he says about poison just cracks. It still laugh. It still makes me laugh. He's just like talking about poison playing at the Grammys. Every rose has a thorn, and he's just like, "Oh my god, the arrogance, the arrogance!"
Everyone's got something to say about
he
poison.
just goes,
I've gone on record of saying I don't mind a bit of poison.
he said, like, he goes,
Yeah.
they're up there on stage, like they've written playing like they've written "Stairway to Heaven." It's one chord. It's one fucking chord.
Oh, fucking god awful band.
God bless you, D.
Right, I suppose before we sort of finish off, any bands you want to shout out that might have a big year in 2026?
Oh God, I mean, look, for me, we've already talked about Green Lung, but no, come back to me.
All right, I'll throw in a couple. So there's a band from Belgium called
A Belgian
Turpentine
band.
Valley. Yes,
Hmm.
the Belgium. Evening Night. Instrumental post metal type thing. Turpentine Valley, they're called. Very, very cool. Very cool. So if you're into bands like The Grey and like we were saying about, Collapse and Coal and all that kind of thing,
Right.
definitely up your street, definitely worth checking out. I think a band that are going to have a strong year in 2026 are Tane.
Right.
They released their debut album proper in 2025 called Love. And they are doing another one this year as well, which should be out towards the end of the year. If anybody hasn't listened to them, they're kind of, you can throw in Nine Inch Nails in there, you can throw in sort of White Zombie in there and Depeche Mode, industrial metal with pop influences and all sorts of stuff going on.
Mm,
They're Irish, but they're now sort of London based,
right.
but they do that kind of thing. Very, very cool. Um, I want to go back, just want to touch back on URNE quickly,
Mm,
because we've raved about them so much and how much we love them and the new album coming out, which is a bit of a shifting direction. I think, like Green Lung, right, maybe at a slightly different level, but this is a big year for them as well.
yeah.
I think, because they off the back of the last album, they went out and they were playing arena shows with Gojira, and they were playing with Avatar and
Yeah.
all these massive bands. I think this is a bit of a defining moment for them too.
Yeah, I think it's like that we've seen a lot of bands that are kind of on that conveyor at
Mm.
different stages on it, but it's pointing in the right direction.
Yeah,
I was dabbing then, look. Um, yeah, my impression of a conveyor belt turned into an accidental dab. Um,
yeah, we're down with
no,
the
you're
beat.
right. You're right. I think they are, they're on that trajectory, and nothing but good wishes for them because I think they deserve.
They belong there.
Again, I'm going to say it again. I predict a Metallica support slot.
Plop.
Uh, so yeah, plop a support plop. No, a support slot for
Also,
Earn.
they're a four-piece now as well, which I
Yeah,
think it's all kind of coming together. It feels like, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
It almost feels like it's just a project that's growing and coming together. And
yeah. I think they're just kind of preparing for the world stage.
yeah, yeah,
They're getting their ducks in order, and they're throwing down the riffs. It's it's all there for them.
yeah, 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 and they deserve all the success they get. So if you are going to Raven Records on the 22nd of January, we'll see you there. Make sure you come and say hello. The last one I want to mention, and again, this is another one we're going to do a review of in a week or so's time, is so three-quarters of Refused are now in a new band called Back and Grillin'.
Yes.
And we've got the album which is out towards the end of this month. And Bean, I don't know if you've listened to it yet.
I've only
Padre, you
listened
should
to.
probably listen to this as well because he's absolutely fucking batshit. Like,
I mean, I think your comments about Blood Incantation may
I put
be
you
a clue as
off.
to how you're going to receive this album. I've only heard the single so far. I haven't dived into the full album, but I really, really enjoyed the single. And I don't want to say too much because it is batshit,
Mm.
but in a really interesting way. So I want to give it its due. I want to give it a full listen, and we'll do a review episode on that. And I already know I've got things to say, but I am enthusiastic.
In a time where being unique is quite challenging
Yeah.
and hard to achieve, it's they're one of those. So I think you'll find when we review it in a week or so's time that it will make more sense. But yeah, absolutely fucking mental. And one other quick.
Yeah,
That's not
see,
a
I'm
fucking
glad it's
word,
not
is it?
just me. I'm glad it's just not me that's like needs to
I,
adjust my teeth.
I give up. An Australian band I stumbled on a few weeks ago called Seek Misery. Really cool. If you like bands like Humanity's Last Breath, that just sort of like gargantuan, fucking heavy as fuck, skull crushing stuff, very much like that. So if you're into that kind of thing, go and check them out. Seek Misery, Australian band.
Go and seek misery. Go and seek misery.
Now you're just confusing things.
Yeah, it's not. It is seek. It's not like a religious thing like seek misery.
No, it is
It,
seek as in seek and destroy, and
right.
yeah, yeah.
Just thought I'd throw that out there to clear up any confusion.
Anything else anybody wants to throw in the mix? Any
Well, I tell you
predictions
what,
for the year?
a band that I want to see more of, okay, this year. I definitely want to see again because we saw them live last year and I thought they were great fun. And I'm going to use this as a segue back to the Chelmsford scene because I really want to see them in Radio City, and that's Ominous Moon, right?
Oh yes, love
I
it.
I thought, for a young metal band that are just so in touch with what made metal exciting, what the kind of roots of it all, you're going back to the days of bands like Venom and their ilk. Um, I just thought they do that brilliantly and it's such an entertaining way. And I'd love to bring them in to one of our Chelmsford shows and just have them on that stage because I think that'd be just a whole ton of fun.
Great band. They just dropped a 7-inch single as well, actually. And there's only 20 copies, so they're doing it properly.
20 copies, fucking hell.
So go and check them out if you've not heard them before. They're from Essex. They are again, they're batshit, but in a completely different way, reliving the good old days of proper heavy metal.
Yeah.
Ominous Moon. It's a great name as well, so.
This is true. This is true. But I kind of also just wanted to dovetail that into what we have, maybe that's one for the future, but let's talk about what we have got going on at Radio City Social in the coming like weeks and months.
Yes, we talked about Wolf Bastard obviously on the 28th of March. So, make sure you come along for that because that's our fourth birthday party as well. So, and there might be a little surprise thrown into that one. Watch this space. 12 quid a ticket, Eventbrite. Go and get involved now. Because
Yeah.
please, because advanced tickets, it is important. It does help. So please do that. I know January.
Yeah, like it's about commit, commit.
Commit.
It's gonna be a great night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trust us.
There might be a rumor that we are going onto a live show at some point in the next few weeks, live on stage, but
Yeah,
we won't talk about that in any great detail. It might just be a rumor. And then 1st of August, 1st of August is Bay Days.
Yes.
So let's quickly talk about that. So we did Bay Days this year. It was a great success. Sold out both nights.
Fantastic.
Just
Fantastic.
Phenomenal weekend. It was amazing. Bay Days this year, it goes bigger, goes better. We're in 3 different venues plus an outdoor stage as well. We now have virtually a full lineup, which we'll be announcing soon. And look, we're massively proud of that lineup. I think what we've managed to put together and all these bands that have agreed to play, it's going to be just such a great day. So it's a big mix, a big melting pot of genres. And I think that kind of showcases what we're trying to achieve with Bay Days, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think for us, for In the Abyss, it's a lot, it really is putting our money where our mouth is.
Yeah.
We talk about championing grassroots venues, the underground scene, giving a platform to bands that are sweating their wares up and down the country. And we want to be a part of that and showcase the bands and just contribute to the scene. And Bay Days is a massive part of that.
Yeah.
And it's all centered around that little run, Radio City Social, Hotbox, and all that little
Corner,
scene,
isn't it?
that little corner of Chelmsford that is fast becoming a real spot. A real spot for people that enjoy alternative heavy music. It's a place to go, have some beers, and just enjoy great live music. So, we're going to be putting out some announcements soon, but we do encourage you to watch this space. Just keep an eye, keep an ear out for the jungle drums. Listen to the messages, and we promise you a great event, like a really great event.
It is going to be an absolute banger. And just to sort of confirm how serious we are about this event, 2027 is already confirmed, right? So the dates are already in, and it gets even bigger in 2027. So the future is like fucking huge.
Yeah.
Right. So come and be a part of it. Be a part of it from the early days. I mean, one of those people who can say, I was there in 2026 when it was merely just before it becomes.
Well, it's already kind of that, but it's going to become this.
In it.
Yeah.
So come be a part of it. But yeah, like Bean said, announcements coming in the next few weeks. Yeah, like I couldn't be happier with what we've managed to put together. So get yourselves to Chelmsford and come and be a part of it. It's gonna be a wicked weekend. Anyway, I think that's it, isn't it, chaps?
That's it for now, man.
2026. Sorry, just the last thing. We're gonna probably say goodbye to Sepultura.
I can't believe we haven't mentioned that yet.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's funny. We talked about it offline just before we started the episode, and here we are, completely ignoring them. I think
they think they're retiring this year, but from what I hear, basically the years they've released albums that aren't very good don't count towards their social security payments, so they're going to have to make up for the back payments on those.
Hang on. There isn't this era of Sepultura you speak of doesn't exist in my heart.
Look, all right, I'll bite. I'll take the bait. All right. There's some fucking great material in the recent years of Sepultura. There genuinely is. Yes, don't get me wrong. There are some moments where it hasn't been so great, but it's not all bad. And as a live band, I think Derek Green's got such a great presence, and that set of Bloodstock, they stole the weekend.
We're losing something that is just special.
But we are losing a name. aren't we?
Fucking great name for a band as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does mark the end of an era. I mean, it really does. So, I mean, what's to say? I'm just going to raise a glass, man. Sepultura, riff after motherfucking riff. One of my favorite bands of all
Riffs,
time.
bloody riffs.
There you go. There you go. That's the t-shirt.
In it. So look, they're doing Bloodstock in the summer, aren't they? We haven't really talked about that very much, but they're going to be around, so it will be a farewell. But it's going to happen in the next few years. A lot of bands are going to sail off into the sunset.
I think so. Yeah, except for Megadeth, who have announced their farewell tour, but it doesn't conclude till about 2037, I think.
Dave Mustaine's been talking about playing in space. Like, go up there and fucking stay there, you daft cunt.
It's like something out of the Odyssey. It's like Odysseus sailing around the Mediterranean, can't get back home. It's like forever on tour. It's just like, oh, whatever.
Dave, it's time to stop. And on that note, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Stay metal.